Hi, this is Faye Ellington from Jamaica, and today has been an interesting day. I got awake this morning to news that Stephen Cat Coore had died. He was a founding member of the Third World Band. And Third World Band was not only popular in Jamaica, but it was popular across the world. There's a particular song I want to focus on, and that is 96 Degrees in the Shade, but that is not the complete name. The proper name for that song is 1865, 96 Degrees in the Shade. I need for you to soak that in because this song has a lot of history to it. And the song really is about what happened in the Morant Bay Rebellion in 1865 when Paul Bogle and his followers were fighting for justice. When several of them were killed and hanged, including Paul Bogle, a Baptist minister, fighting for justice. I'm going to encourage you to read up a bit more on that. Wherever you are in the world, whether you're Jamaican or not, whatever your nationality is or your culture, I'd like you to learn about this. But I also would like you to listen to the words of that 96 degrees in the shade again from a different angle. It's revolutionary. It is telling the story of revolutionaries. And Paul Bogle became one of Jamaica's national heroes. So we are to refer to our national heroes as a Right Excellent. So he's a Right Excellent Paul Bogle. This song came out of a time, 1978, where there was a lot of consciousness about Jamaicans' history and about identity. And no mistake that Cat Coore's father, Stephen Cat Coore's father, was a member of the People's National Party and a deputy prime minister of Jamaica at one point. Cat Coore's mother was an outstanding music teacher, and she taught him the cello at an early age. In his mid to late teens, he took on the guitar, and what a guitarist he became. But I thought I'd put it in context for you. So, sometimes we listen to music and we dance and we have a grand time, but we're not penetrating the lyrics. So whether you are in Singapore, South Africa, the United States of America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, I want you to listen to this song. Really listen to this song. I'm going to post the link in the comment, which I will pin. And I want you to listen to understand some of our history. And you see, if you look at what was happening in Jamaica at the time and in the world at the time, we had Bob Marley and we have people like Jimmy Cliff who are influencing the younger musicians. Now, Cat Coore was one of the founding members, but Ibu Cooper was another founding member. God rest his soul, he's gone on, and there are others who've gone on. But I raised those two names. These were formally trained musicians who then embraced what was happening in the Jamaican popular culture, which was reggae. So I thought I would make this post today to say to you, listen to this song from a different angle. Listen to this song, understand the history of Jamaica. Remember that emancipation came in 1838. 1838. And all of this was happening in 1865. And even though these people were said to be free, they really were not free because justice was not theirs. Land was a problem. They couldn't get land and they just wanted to be treated as human beings. So Stony Gut is a part of St. Thomas where Paul Bogle came from, Stony Gut. And they marched into Morant Bay and went back to Stony Gut and gathered more people. And more people, as the news spread in eastern Jamaica, they came to support Paul Bogle. But their fate was going to be bloody, and many of them would have been killed. Paul Bogle was hanged from that cotton tree that you hear referenced in that song. So wherever you are in the world, if you have seen Third World live, if you have listened to the recording of this song, stop and penetrate the lyrics of this song and what it meant for Jamaica and Jamaicans at that time. We want to thank Rita Coore, his late mother, and David Coore for the consciousness. One, Rita trained him in music and got him really properly trained with a cello. And his father and what was happening in the country at the time, the consciousness and all of that. for that group of young musicians to come together and look at our history and put it in song. And so many of our reggae artists, led by people like Jimmy Cliff and Bob Marley, have used their music in other parts of the world to help with people getting their freedom and understanding what it means to have justice. So I just thought I would use this recording to ask you to give a second listen to, or a third listen to, or a fourth listen to what you called 96 Degrees in the Shade. It's not a fun song. It's fun music. We dance to it. We have lots of fun. But the lyrics are telling the brutish treatment of those people in Morant Bay when they stood up for what they believed in. And you know, it happened in October. He was finally captured on the 23rd of October and hanged on the 24th of October. And here's something else, because even Jamaicans may not know their history. We celebrate National Heroes Day on the third Monday of October every year. National Heroes Day. So bear that in mind. And so many people are honored on that day each year for their contribution to Jamaica. Maybe I should do something about Gordon, George William Gordon, because he wasn't at Morant Bay when all of this was happening, but he also felt that justice should be for the people. Well, them deal with him too. What I mean by that, for those of you who are not or non-Jamaicans, he also met a terrible fate. He was also killed. But the Houses of Parliament have been named in his honor. Gordon House, named after George William Gordon. I can only use this opportunity to whet your appetite, but might I encourage you to listen to 96 Degrees in the Shade. And next time, remember, it's 1865, 96 Degrees in the Shade. Reflect on the lyrics, listen to the words captured by this popular band formed in the early 70s, and this recording was done in 1978. But they were a band on a mission, and I'll just tie this up by saying Professor Freddie Hicklin, a psychiatrist, also did a magnificent thing with them by putting them on stage at the Little Theatre, one of our theatres in Jamaica, when was that? Was that 1977 or 78? Somewhere there. And he had music and poetry and dance and everything and called it Explanitations. He was another person who looked at our creative self, the creative person, and used all aspects of it to make us identify with who we are. I'm going to stop now. Cat Coore, Stephen Cat Coore, I heard this morning, the 19th of January, 2026, that he's dead. But what a legacy he's left behind, along with the other members of the Third World Band, both those who have gone on ahead of him and those who are still here. I want you now, as I close this off, Faye Ellington, to listen to that record once more with different ears and different understanding. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please encourage others to subscribe. Yes, I am a Jamaican.